Hey.
I'm glad they went. People could have been laying out my yard dead this morning. I'm glad the police were here. And the ambulances.
20-year-old James Taylor says it was a party for the record books, capturing these images while standing on the roof of his home with a crowd of roughly 2,000 people cheering him on. With 2 DJs, a fire thrower, go-go dancers, and strippers. He says he successfully threw the largest party ever to hit West Michigan.
I didn't force anything down anybody's throat. I didn't make anybody stay here until 7 a.m. or 11 or whenever it is everybody finally left. I didn't make this kid pass out on my floor.
It's a kid's...
People wanted to be here. That was their decision.
And it wasn't just outside.
Like,
Oh my god, motherfucker right there, right there.
probably at least 500, but that's...
In this little house.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor says his house got so crowded, people couldn't move from one room to the other, and the floorboards were shaking because of all the extra weight.
People, like, literally, if you wanted to come in from, let's say, the garage, and you were walking in, it would have taken you 20 minutes to get to here.
Taylor says it was a gathering to celebrate a high school friend's birthday, and also a goodbye party for him before he moves to California next week. Taylor says his address was given out at about 4 p.m. on Saturday, just enough time to give a heads up for people who wanted to attend, but not enough time for word to get out to police.
I guess somebody drove all day during the party day from Tampa all the way to here just to come to this party.
The Mecosta County Sheriff's Office says at least 2,000 people, many of them under 21 years old, attended the party, resulting in at least 6 drug overdoses and the sexual assault of a 19-year-old Mount Pleasant woman. What do you say to anyone who says you're responsible?
I am. It's my house. You got to deal with it afterwards, but apparently it was worth it.
Accepting partial responsibility, Taylor says he was unaware anyone at the party was underage and says their parents should be held accountable.
Every time that you're pointing at something, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you, and if you're a parent that's got a 14-year-old child that's been able to be at my house all night, and according to the police, there was a lot of them here. So I think some parents should do some reflections on their parenting before they start getting mad at me.
That's great.
Now more popular than ever, Taylor says he's not ruling out
I want to
another
hang out
party.
with this guy.
Any more parties here?
Can we go to the next party he throws?
There's always a coming home party. I feel like
There's always a coming home
That's our
party.
adventure.
Out here in the middle of nowhere is a spaz.
What was that last part? Anybody what in the middle of nowhere is a spaz?
That has a problem with me throwing a party out here in the middle of nowhere, I think.
So this guy, this rave organizer, why did they put rave in quotes on it? Was it not a rave? Are we disputing its legitimacy as a rave? Did it not meet all the qualifications? Learn to use quotes, Mecosta County. But yeah, this guy's got the trashiest, worst, thinnest looking long beard that just is coming off of his chin.
It's like a Fu Manchu.
Baby's ass all the way right here. No, Fu Manchu is the mustache with the long.
Oh, my mistake.
Yeah, that's.
So this was like a, I don't know what to call it, a goatee that's 4 inches long.
Yeah, it's a goatee when you. Yeah, it's real bad though, and I love his bold face. Like they tried to catch him there, where he's like, "There was the accosting of a 19-year-old girl at your party. How do you feel about that? Would you say you're responsible?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my house. You got to deal with it afterward, but you guess it was worth it. Just
apparently
blows off so much that he actually shuts the question down. Like they couldn't.
And then he said to the parents who blame him, every time you point a finger at someone, you got 3 more pointing back at you.
Yeah,
a little bit of 3rd grade justice and trite sayings. I like that.
Yeah, like what was that?
Yeah, no, I've
The
heard
reporter's
that
gotta be
before. But in that situation, you're like, he had a thing going on there, didn't he? Like, you know, hey, I heard 14-year-olds stayed at your house all night long. Well, really? Well, let's look at their parents. Fair point.
That's true. The parents, and then I liked how he
Why
just
am I the one responsible for your 14-year-old's whereabouts? Like
I didn't make this guy pass out. It's just
that almost didn't seem real. That makes me question this whole thing because that guy was passed out on the floor.
That was like a Trailer Park Boys scene where it was so perfect. The guy's holding up the Fox News very officially, and the guy's like, "I didn't make this guy pass out."
There's a man unconscious on the floor during the news report.
Guy's laying there, and he's not in like an "I passed out comfortably" pose. He's in
like I don't know if this thing's
he was
real
so
now because of
goddamn
that.
drunk I could hardly function pose. That's
Dude,
what that guy was.
we have to watch the next one
On that
too.
guy?
I swear this next one will rival it. Are you ready? These two compete for best party throwers.
This guy's not gonna lose. I like this guy. The facial hair is bold.
Oh,
respectable.
wait, okay, wait a minute. I'm glad you said that the first guy can't lose, because the second guy's a legit contender. Are you ready,
I'm queued up.
Taylor? You're the weak link.
I'm queued up.
All right.
Queued up.
Ready, set, play.
Well, it's the real-life risky business. A teenager holds an alcohol-fueled
Australia.
party for hundreds of kids
Or New Zealand,
while his
I don't
unsuspecting
remember.
parents are on holiday.
It is Australia.
16-year-old Corey Worthington is now facing not only the wrath of mum and dad, but a $20,000 fine from police. I spoke to him a short time ago. Corey, thanks for joining
at
us.
him.
The only question that I can think to ask is, what were you thinking?
Oh, the left nipple ring.
What the fuck?
I wasn't really.
Did your parents say you could have a party?
No.
So
They didn't.
why did you?
I don't know, it was just a get together with a couple mates at first, and then we thought we might as well just have a bit of a party, and then it sort of just got out of hand, and yeah.
Well, 500 people turned up, the air wing of the police force, the dog squad.
The police force
the
has an
neighbours'
air
cars
wing?
were being destroyed.
And the dog
What did
squad?
your,
Look at that. The
parents
police
have to
cars
say
are getting
for it?
wrecked.
I
Well, they don't
haven't
have
talked to 'em
guns.
because
Look at
every
this
time I
guy.
call, I don't answer.
Streaking.
They'll probably try to kill me.
So that's a short-term strategy. You're going to have to talk to them eventually.
He's not
What are you
answering
gonna
the
say?
phone.
Sorry.
Are you sorry?
His big
Yeah,
yellow sunglasses.
Yeah, I am.
You don't sound very sorry.
But I can't be exactly blaming what happened because it wasn't in the house, it was out in the street, and I didn't do it. Like, the police said, you stay inside so you don't get in trouble, so I did what he said, so...
Why don't you take this opportunity now to apologise to your parents and to your neighbours who have said
Is
today
that-
that they were frightened?
What is that?
Well,
Who are
I've
those
already,
people?
I've already offered
Neighbours.
like, to say sorry to them and stuff when I see them, so... I will say sorry now for everything that happened.
Why don't you take your
Um,
glasses off so we can see you? And then apologise to your neighbours for frightening
Nah.
them.
Ugh.
Nah, I'll leave these on. No, I like them.
They might be fined
I like them.
$20,000. Are you going to try and pay that for them?
Yeah, but I don't think it's fair they'll be fined it because what happened, it was my party, but it could have just been any random person walking in the street doing it. What happens all the time.
Your parents were out of town. You put out the invitation. You started it. Why don't you make a grown-up decision now and accept responsibility, take off those glasses and apologise to everybody
What a
that
cunt.
you're frightened,
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
police
But he's
who were
awesome.
forced
Keep
to
listening.
retreat
As
and
if
whose
she
cars have
wasn't
been
whoring it
damaged,
around these
and to
parties
the
12 years
community
ago.
who've had to pay for this. Take off your glasses and apologise to us.
I'll say sorry, but
Ugh.
I'm not taking off my glasses
Why not?
because they're famous.
Because your glasses are famous.
This is great.
Yeah,
Why are your glasses famous?
I know, everyone likes them, so I know, I'm not taking them off.
You're pretty happy with the way you look and the attitude you've got, are you?
Yeah, my parents aren't, but I am.
Okay, Corey, we've got to wrap this up. But what would you say to other kids who were thinking of partying when their parents are out of town?
Get me to do it for you.
Get you to do it for you. Not don't do it.
Nah, get me to do it for you. Best party ever so far. That's what everyone's been saying, so...
We've got to go, but I suggest you go away and take a good long hard look at yourself.
I have. Everyone has. They love it.
I told you he was a worthy contender.
Everyone has.
They
They love it.
Okay, that guy's up there too. That was really, and what made it the best is just how demanding that reporter was that he be apologetic and that she's the grown up here and she needs to show that she's a respected journalist who's gonna get the story going and whatnot. And he's
Hey, why don't
just
you take those
basically
sunglasses? I wanted him to be like,
saying
why don't you take your top? I wanted him to ask her to take her top off.
Take your top off.
Oh, that'd be so great. But
Take your top off, eh?
I like, she's like, all right, now it's time to face the music. Be an adult, enter my world, etc. And he's like, no, I'm pretty happy
No.
right where I am.
I'm in dreamland over here, lady.
Yeah.
Much more fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's totally what he is, too. He's 16 years old. He's still in dreamland, and he's still enjoying it. And
I
she's being-
didn't like the hair or the left nipple ring.
I
What
thought
His hair was like Super Saiyan-ish. It's just too blonde, like yellow.
to me the hair, the left nipple ring just complemented the sunglasses And it doesn't hurt that he was in good shape. Like, he had ripped pecs. That's all you could see. But you assume he has abs, and that this guy is fairly confident, smooth talker, does well with girls at 16 anyway. When they hit 22, they'll be looking for someone who's more successful in life. But at 16, he's rolling in the babes.
Yep. I liked the open kind of fur-lined jacket that he had going. It looked like it was pulled off of a women's clothes shelf at a Goodwill. Like, just, it didn't look like it, like, just from the way the shoulders were kind of tight on him, you could tell.
I need
the
to
sleeves
see it
were
again.
all the way down.
That guy was great.
I like the streaker.
Yeah, right. Well, it looked like he had like lost his clothes and was escaping home.
1 minute into the video, there's a guy with like covering his face and his junk, and yeah, there's it's a hoodie. It looks like, and some sort of fur-lined hoodie. Both of them are legends.
Yeah, but those guys both look fun. Like a couple of fun people.
Yeah, I don't want to like know them and depend on them, but I want them in my outer circle of friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly what you want. It's a shame you're way older than them.
Yeah, it's a shame that if I was at that party, they'd think the narcs were there.
Yeah.
I'd be
There's a
shouting.
cop!
Yeah.
A really old cop!
With great hair.
Oh, you're graying up now?
I said
No,
great, not gray.
Oh, great.
I do have like, I don't even know how many gray hairs, like 5 or something. Like, they exist.
Just a touch of gray.
I see them every so often, but by and large, spared compared to some.
Who's the favorite? Who do you guys pick, first or second guy?
I like the first guy.
I'm still going first guy just because he was the guy passed out on the ground was fantastic. That was almost that's too good.
I had to say,
to be a
passed
real
out
thing.
guy beat streaker guy, right?
Oh yeah, because you can see that streaker's not that crazy. The guy's holding like a beret over his junk or something. Who cares? Like the passed out guy, it looked like if there would have been a chalk outline around him, he would look like a dead body in a 50s detective movie.
It looked like he was dead maybe anyway.
Yeah, he could have been a dead person.
Like, I can't believe they were doing the news
But
broadcast
wait.
with that guy laying there.
If they had asked first guy to take off his glasses, there was something about the second guy who was just so challenging of authority. Whereas the first guy had figured out how to work amidst a society with authority, right? Like, there's a difference there. The first guy is like, hey, I do fully accept responsibility. It's a shame that this happened, but hey, there's some responsibility in you. If the cops said there were a bunch of underage people here, who knew? But, that's not completely my responsibility. The other guy was just like, I'm a legend. My glasses are famous. I am famous. If you need to throw a party, get me to do it for you. It'll be rocking. Like, he was still in his dream world, whereas the first guy had entered adulthood to some effect. I admire the dream world.
Either of them entered adulthood. Even a little.
I think the first guy was on his way.